An oasis in the desert. My journey through the California desert on the Pacific Crest Trail brought me to the small town of Agua Dulce, where a hiker oasis exists called Serenity's Oasis. Exclusively for Pacific Crest Trail thru hikers, this oasis is a bit like summer camp, but is set up for all the needs of a thru hiker, including showers, laundry, charging stations, and amenities like beer and foot baths. Fun things like water gun fights, dunk tanks, and all sorts of other things make it feel a little bit like an adult summer camp with nearby town options like delicious Mexican food and margaritas. Welcome to a 0 day in Agua Dulce, California. This is a little town. It's mostly a ranching town, but we are in close enough proximity to Hollywood to have a little sprinkle of Hollywood in there as well. This is the grocery store, and the Mexican restaurant is over there. This is Serenity's Oasis. This is part of the area. It's the office. There's a store in there. That's Farmer John. He's working here too. We got water guns, but they're setting up more misters right now, just trying to help people keep cool. This is usually a bit cleaner. It's very clean here. They're always cleaning thoroughly, but there's a bunch of hikers that just came in recently. That's the shower, and I'm just gonna fill up my water bottles right here. There's a couple of bathrooms here, full bathrooms. Let's see, bleach. And then there's another bathroom right there. Snow cone machine right here. They kind of just walk around and hand out snow cones, but I think you can make your own. Cornhole, just activities. These are tubs for foot baths. Big old charging stations. There's tons of ports available. Laundry, loaner clothes. You can wear clothes while you're washing all the things you have. Refrigerator with freezer. This is like the foot bath stuff. Epsom salt. And like the liners for the tubs. So it's sanitary. Body weight scale. Hiker box stuff. They also will ship things out for you, and they will take boxes. So I sent a resupply box here. It cost me $5 to pick it up, have them hold it for me. But ice machine, how nice is that? This is the dunk tank, you know, where you sit and then somebody throws a shoe at that and then you get soaking wet. And then that's the chicken coop. Just a bunch of shade. They really identify that this area is hot and that it is an oasis to get away from the heat. A bit of a refuge there. So, hand washing station right here. But it's free for hikers to come hang out. And then it's $10 donation to camp, $10 for a shower, and $10 for laundry per day. If you stay more than one consecutive day, then it's $15 to extend, I believe. And it's been great. It's hard to leave because I know it's going to be a sufferfest out there, but gotta do it. Big old road walk through what was town, and then just all these like ranch style residences. I was not expecting such a long road walk, but here we are. Okay, this is where we're starting to go. Due to an ongoing heat wave, night hiking was necessary to get through this section. I don't want to do this, but it's what I signed up for. Here's where I ended up camping on the top of the ridge of the climb. But what I really wanted to show you is over there. And it's all those red lights. The red lights visible ahead marked a certain part of trail yet to come. It was the wind farm, just past the aqueduct, a legendary part of the Pacific Crest Trail. Seeing it in the distance felt like I really was getting somewhere, but my mood was also heavy, and I was starting to question what I was even doing out on trail. After several days of hanging out at Serenity's Oasis, being back out in the desert alone felt desolate, and the daily grind of finding water sources, often supplied by humans, felt odd and somewhat desperate. Got into camp last night a little bit before midnight. I woke up at 5 and I'm just hiking. I was on the trail a little after 6. Right now I'm descending into a canyon and then I have to climb out of the canyon. The goal is to get up out of that canyon before the heat really starts to kick in for the day. This is the last day in a heat wave. Temperatures will drop about 10 degrees for 4 or 5 days after today. So it's really about getting through the day as safely as possible. I was reading in Far Out, which is the navigation guide, that there are a lot of places where it seems like trail angels have dropped off some gallon jugs of water at road crossings coming up throughout the day. So that's nice, although it's always a little bit questionable to like completely trust that the caches are remaining stocked. It's kind of dependent on like how many people are in front of you between when the trail angel's been able to get there. So I'll try not to rely on them 100%, but it is a nice option to have available. Oh, what a nice little water cache. Yay. Amazing. Look at this. Hopefully there's actually water. Let's see a little bit. Okay, there's a little bit of water. Nada. All right, I finished the climb for today, or the one I definitely wanted to get done before the heat of the day. I can't remember if there's potentially climbing later today. I think it depends on how many miles I end up deciding to do. But for now, climb is done. I'm gonna head down to the next supposed water cache, suss it out, and then possibly take my midday break there if there is indeed water. Whew. Break time. Oh my gosh. I have really created a 5-star shade shelter for myself here out of my rainfly. Granted, it does collapse about every 60 to 90 seconds, but in the meantime, I'm in the shade, so winning. I have a nice little picnic bench. Well, nice is an interesting word, but I have a picnic bench to cook dinner for tonight. And by cook, I mean rehydrate. I'm gonna have half of this chicken pesto pasta by Peak Fuel. This is one of my favorite backpacking meals. Got my tent set up over there. I don't know if I'm allowed to camp there, but I'm gonna try it. And then there's water at a spigot back over there. The road is loud. It might stay loud, but that's fine. And then this is a fire station, or I think it's the Ranger District. It's National Forest, but I guess it's the National Forest fire station. Good morning. Word on the street is there's pancakes at the pavilion this morning, so I'm gonna head on out over and get some pancakes for Trail Magic.
Baby, it's the
Right down there is where we had a great pancake breakfast, and now, as usual, when leaving a road or any sort of civilization, typically there's a climb up. So that's what I'm doing now. I just sat up on that ridge over there for far too long because it was incredibly windy, which meant that the black flies couldn't really get to me there. A few of them still tried, but I was just getting attacked by swarms of these biting black flies, and it hurts so bad when they bite. And it was happening while I was hiking. So I just needed a mental reset because I was having a breakdown. Hiking slow right now because I'm still getting warmed up again after my break. I just went by a stream and I got water, which I'm looking forward to drinking. And I'm about to cross a road called Lake Hughes Road. Just having a rough day. My energy is pretty low. My feet are hurting. The trail has actually been in pretty good condition. However, there is kind of a lot of poison oak and another poisonous bush called poodle dog bush around in the area. And I think it's just the cumulative load of everything is just starting to get to me. I do feel a bit lonely, and it's day 43. It's been a lot, and I keep thinking this article I read, I think it was from The Trek or something earlier this year, written by a previous thru hiker wrote it, and it was titled "The Desert Will Break You." And I feel like the desert is breaking me right now. And it's not like I want to quit, it's just that I want to stop. I just want to feel comfortable for a while, but that's not really how it works. And there is good in the desert breaking me, and breaking through doing this, I'll rebuild stronger, and that's kind of the point. But freaking hurts right now. Oh, also I didn't mention the biting flies. Yeah, just between like the biting flies in the desert and all of the overgrowth and the pokey branches and the plants that will cause you to break out in hives or worse, I just feel like sometimes like almost overstimulated by all the sensations, and I just want to go into like a cold, dark, quiet room and be clean and comfortable for a while, because there's just so much input all the time and it becomes exhausting. Back on the trail after a rest, and I don't know what kind of plant this is, but it sure does smell good. Nice. I'll probably hike into the night a bit tonight, just to make up some of the miles that I haven't done today. I just needed to take a break, really reset my mind. I'm having a struggle with it a bit today, but that's okay. I'll get through. There it is, 500 miles. My goodness. Water. Right there. Water. man, I wish I could feel pretty while delivering this message, but I am utterly filthy, and there's not much I can do about it. I don't know how present I've been in this video, maybe even in the last one, I don't know, but I think I've been quite absent, and I've been listening to an audiobook for a couple days now, and also a lot of music, and just really keeping my mind occupied with the excuse of making miles, which I haven't been doing a great job of either. And I've been thinking a lot and questioning what it is I'm doing out here and what's the point, and feeling lots of feelings, and not quite like I want to quit, but also like I'm not having a good time. And I've felt hard feelings about that, and like shame, because it's my dream and it's a dream for a lot of other people, and there's so many people that are like jealous and wish they could do it, and like, you know, in the lighthearted kind of ways, but it feels like there's almost an obligation to be frolicking through the forest and having the most amazing time. And truthfully, that's not my journey out here, and it never really was. This is a healing journey for me, and sometimes healing really hurts. It's just like with my body. Sometimes things come up and they really hurt, and then they heal and they get stronger, and that's kind of happening in my mind as well. And as soon as I turned off my audiobook today, it actually ended, and I was in the middle of a climb, and it was quiet. My mind recognized that these mixed feelings that I've been having for the past few days, and the reason I've been quiet and haven't been appreciating what's around me as much, even though the scenery is just absolutely gorgeous. And yes, it's kind of hard out here, but it's also not that hard. But what's hard is I'm feeling quite lonely, and I do make connections with people, but they're always very brief. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't hike fast miles per hour. I hike below average pace miles per hour. And I can, for several days at a time, keep pace with somebody else in terms of mileage per day. But inevitably, they will outpace me. And so it's just this constant flow of people moving through, and that also very much is what life has felt like for me as a nomad, and maybe largely my whole life. And I really struggle these days with making connections with real trust and impermanence of any kind. And a lot of that has to do with the grief that I experience and the grief that I'm trying to heal from on this trip. And people ask me, like, why I'm alone, why I travel alone. It's like, it's not by choice. It's just really hard to find somebody to walk the journey with you at your pace, at a pace that, you know, both of you can manage, in the direction that both of you want to go. And even though that's feeling hard out here, that also feels hard when I'm not on trail. So leaving the trail is not the answer to that. It's just maybe trusting that through this journey, some answers will come. I do feel much better now after letting that all out and just walking through this beautiful forest with amazing sunset. And I haven't seen another hiker at all today, which I just realized. It's just kind of wild. Yeah, just kind of looking for camp now. Ideally, I'd like to hike for 2 more miles. As we can see, the sun is setting, so be a bit of night hiking if I can't find something before then, but we'll see.